When Dr. Light first unveiled his series of robot masters, he hoped to push the boundaries of advanced robotics and create a race of beings that would work to build a better world. Little did he know, the corrupt Dr. Wily would use Light's technology to unleash terror upon the very people they were meant to help and protect. That's when a helpful lab assistant robot named Rock volunteered to become a hero of the defenseless and a challenger of evil, a super fighting robot known as Mega Man. Our heroes finally have a moment of calm following the events of the Advanced Robotics Trade Show, where an anti-technology extremist organization calling themselves the Emerald Spears hijacked the event in an attempt to destroy everything in their path. Mega Man was able to defeat the sinister organization, but not before their leader, Xander Payne, escaped into the night. The incident at the ARTS has served as a reminder that dealing with advanced robotics can be just as perilous as dealing with human life. Since Rock first donned the mantle of Mega Man, Dr. Light has alluded to a robot that he had lost in the past, and his regret over that loss seems to haunt the good doctor to this day. Meanwhile, Dr. Wily has retreated to the Amazon jungle, where a mysterious new presence called Ramoon has made itself known to the evil genius. Wily has channeled this strange power into building an army of robot masters. That is, until a familiar face emerged from the shadows.
Huh. Dr. Light? I thought I was your first robot, DLN-001?
That's right.
Then who is DLN-000? Blues? See? I was cleaning up the database and found this. Is it an error?
That's not an error, Rock. Blues was your older brother.
Really? Where is he? When do we get to meet him?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you'll never get to meet Blues. He was my first triumph and my greatest failure.
I don't understand. What happened?
It was many years ago. I was younger, more naive, and just beginning my life's work. Back then, I still counted Dr. Wily as a friend. That's it, Albert. He's all done.
It's awfully human-looking, Thomas. Aside from the hair, that is.
Jealous?
No! Don't even start! You started going grey before I did!
That's just a sign that we're distinguished gentlemen of science.
Back to my point. Your military contract was for an advanced fighting robot. You've built a young man.
And my robot master line will be capable of advanced warfare, as well as a myriad of other advanced mental processes. I'll get them their weapon, but this prototype, my boy, will stay with me.
I'd say you were taking your love of robotics too far, but then I'd be a hypocrite. Let's wake him up.
Right. Wake up, son. Good morning. Blues.
Hello?
Welcome into the world, my boy. I'm your creator, Dr. Light. How do you feel? A self-diagnostic should have kicked in first thing.
I feel... fine? All systems report nominal. I feel confused, overwhelmed, disoriented. I know we are in the lab and what a lab is, but why?
Do you hear this, Albert? He's self-aware, not 5 minutes online, and he's already thinking metaphysically.
Don't mind me. Just taking the measurements you'll need for the weapon upgrades later. You're welcome, by the way.
Weapons?
Don't worry about that now. You're taking the first steps to bridge the gap between humanity and robotics. You have data, but what you need now is culture. In retrospect, I was too enthusiastic. I pushed too much of the world, of my own goals, on him at once, but he seemed to be accepting it all so well.
Oh, hi, Dr. Light. Something wrong?
None at all. I was just enjoying the tune you were whistling. What was it from?
Nowhere. It's something I made up myself.
Made up yourself. I see. Very good. Carry on. Unfortunately, this was also when I received a great deal of my funding from military research. Without it, I would never have been able to construct Blues. However, my benefactors wanted something to show for their investments, so... Remember your programming. Hit and run. Don't be reckless. Pick your targets wisely. Don't forget to use your cover to your advantage.
Relax. I've got this.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today's demonstration is of Light Lab's autonomous combat robot, model number DLN-000. Today you'll see how a robot can be capable of independent thought. Light Labs hopes to bring the same capabilities to the civilian sector one day. But first, we will demonstrate the versatility this robot can perform in a live fire exercise. Future models will allow for military operations with no, risks to human life. Very good. We move on to exercise 2.
Dr. Light! Something's...
Blues! Blues! Stop the test! Stop the test!
Everything was going so well. What happened, Doctor?
There seems to be an imbalance in his power generator. He's never been put under this kind of strain.
You didn't test him first?
Of course I did, but everything about him is unique and experimental. A robot this advanced requires a tremendous amount of power, and when the output demand is pushed...
It certainly shows promise, but the power failure is a concern.
Yes, a simpler model would require less power. A simpler battle software suite would still be sufficient.
Congratulations, Doctor. You've won us over. We'll clear you for further research funding. Get back to us when you have a smaller, simpler model.
Yes, sirs. Thank you. But that wasn't my real failure with Blues.
Absolutely not.
Dr. Light!
Listen to yourself, Thomas. You're way too attached to it. Let me do the modification. I said no. Oh, so you'll trust me to design his arm cannon, but you won't trust me to modify his power core?
Huh?
You designed it, but you didn't install it. I did.
And you obviously did it wrong. Hence the imbalance.
You were banned from directly working on advanced robotics.
Oh, nice of you to reopen that wound, Thomas!
You brought that upon yourself. But more importantly, Blues is my boy, and I'll handle his redesigns.
Dr. Light?
Blues, I didn't know you were already recharged. Are you alright? Do you feel off balance at all?
I'm fine. What's this about redesigning me?
Your power generator is flawed. If I don't fix it, the imbalance will eventually destroy you. I have to redesign your core to save you.
And what if you bungle it and erase his personal coding?
I'm sure you'll retain all your personality traits.
Just as you were sure his generator would work properly?
You're not helping.
I know, you won't let me.
Enough!
Fine.
Blues, go hook yourself back up in the lab so your power remains stable. We'll begin again tomorrow.
But...
Now! Please, this is for your own good.
But what about what I want?
That night, well, I can't be certain if this is how it played out, but I've run the scenario over and over again in my head. I just didn't understand Noel. It's to save his life.
You coded the closest thing to a will of his own, and you didn't expect him to use it?
Of course, and I want him to, but I want him to make good, logical decisions.
From what you told me, he thinks his life is in danger. Do you know anyone who's logical when facing their own mortality?
I hate getting into debates with you.
You called me for my dazzling insight. Or was it just a complaint about your boy?
In part to forewarn you if you're still planning on building Tempo, was it? Honestly, it would be easier if I did rewrite that rebellious streak out of him.
You don't mean that.
No, of course not. I'm just saying... I don't know what I'm saying. Once he's repaired, I'll make it up to him. And in the long run, he'll see it was for the greater good. I never heard of or saw him again. My pride, my arrogance, my lack of foresight, they robbed me of my first creation, my first son.
Well, then we can go look for him. Me and Rush can start looking right now.
No, Rock. Blues' power generator would have gone offline by now. It pains me to say it, but he's gone. Although there are long nights where I wonder what happened to him after he left.
I am Blues, the first creation of Dr. Thomas Light, his first son. I am dying. The power core in my chest is flawed. I'm living on borrowed time. Dr. Light planned to change it, to change me. He could not or would not guarantee that I would remain intact. Me, myself, I. So I have gone to live what's left of my life on my own terms. I would rather die tomorrow as Blues than live forever as someone else. And while I have no regrets... Hello?
Is this your car, sir or madam?
No.
Do you need to pay your fee?
I was just saying hello to a fellow robot.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
It can be lonely sometimes. Hello there, little robot. Hello?
It's a bit early for trick-or-treating, kiddo. You might want to go home and change. And get a haircut.
Home. Sure. There are times when I do wonder how things are back home.
Thomas, are you in there?
Yes, you are. I was knocking for 5 minutes. Ugh, this place is a pit. Why don't you build some housekeeping robots for pity's sake?
He's not coming back, Albert.
Who isn't? Egad! Is this the check for your research grant?
Blues, he's not coming back. And it's my fault.
Thomas, for the love of Asimov, you need to... Blues was your prototype, a means to an end. Listen, first thing we're going to do is complete those combat robots for the military. Name them after those army Joes, and those generals will buy them by the hundreds. With that kind of money, we can build your real vision, the Robot Masters, free-thinking robots to serve humanity, and show who the real geniuses are.
There's a lot of we in there, Al.
I'll help you. There's plenty of loopholes in the wording of my band. Besides, you need someone to keep you from trying to play father to your creations.
No, the problem is mixing the purposes. Children should be children, not weapons or workers. And they need a time of innocence, room to grow and learn at their own pace.
Ground control to Dr. Tom. You need to come back down.
You're right as well. The Robot Masters won't be as human as Blues. Maybe I could use the help after all.
It's about time you came around. You won't regret letting me help.
There are no robots of my caliber. I have no place among the humans. I'm better off alone. If I maintain minimal output, I should survive for a long time.
Please, just let my wife and son go.
You sure picked the wrong shortcut today, buddy.
Hey, baby, you and me gonna have a good time?
Enough. Leave them alone.
Kid, you picked the wrong game to tangle with. Run the freak down!
That was pretty lucky, green biker dude. Don't press your luck. Leave!
Run for it!
Some kind of monster.
My bike!
Are you okay? Is your son okay?
Yes?
Who are you?
Nobody. Just a wandering... What was that about conserving my power earlier? I would live longer if I kept to myself. If I kept to myself, I wouldn't have helped these people. Too many fathers and mothers losing their daughters and sons. I don't stay for their thanks. I don't need it. I've heard them call me a hero. I ran out of E-tanks long ago. My power reserves are replenished after a good nap. But I receive less energy each time I wake up. My time is running out. I will die soon. I always knew I would, but that was later. Now it's days away. Hours. I can't stop it. But I know who can. The man gave me life, who gave me form, purpose, a name. His love. How could I have thought he would risk my well-being? I was a fool. I spent so much time running away from my end, when I was really running from my salvation. It's been so long. I hope he remembers me. Forgives me. Of course he will. It's that kind of doubt that drove me away. He'll help me. Save me. Remember me. Forgive me. Is he in the lab? It's certainly gotten nicer since I... Huh? I was a fool. My time is almost up. I won't spend it sulking. I'll find someplace suitable. My last choice.
And it was 3 years ago today that the UN called off the investigation of the landfront ruins. The mysterious site was abandoned after it was found that all electrical equipment failed within range of the ruins. No one has been back there since.
You just keep thinking that.
A machine graveyard removed from man? Seems fitting. It'll be peaceful there. No one to trouble me. No one to trouble myself with. Sleep for hours. Still not enough power. No. I made it this far. I will make it. Made the choice to leave. I did. Made the choice to travel. I did. Made my choice to die here. I will. Made my choice to live as I wanted. I did.
That's it. Wakey wakey. Time to rise, shine, and show some gratitude for my timely rescue.
Dr. Wily?
You do remember me. How nice.